Welcome to Season 3 of The Top Step. We're kicking off 2026 with what the Mariners need to do to win the AL West. Again, Rizz joins me, and yeah, How to Speak Australian is back. So let's get started. All right, welcome back. Season 3 of The Top Step, hanging out with all your favorite Mariners and Mariner legends. Plus, a few new things coming your way this season on the show, and we're getting you more involved. You're going to find out a little bit later on in the show how you can be more involved in the show. And I couldn't kick off a new season without the voice of the Mariners, Rizz, joining us in what's going to be his final season. But before all that, let's get right into this week's edition, my weekly breakdown of Eyes on the M's, brought to you by King LASIK. Hey mates, if you're ready for freedom from hassling with glasses and contacts, do what I did, go to King LASIK. If you pull up my old pics of me pitching, you're rocking the glasses. It was such a hassle. The fog, the sweat. Finally went to Dr. King. It was the best decision I ever made for my eyes. And now Dr. King specializes in RLE, reflective lens exchange. The procedure was easy and was over in 15 minutes. Start with a free Zoom consult at kinglasik.com. Okay, so most of these projection systems have the Mariners sitting around 88 to 90 wins this season. I'm going to go a little bit higher just to buffer that, right? So they're the favorites to win the AL West. I think they're going to win the AL West, but you may have a surging Astros or a Rangers if they get rolling or get crazy at the deadline. So you're probably looking at 92 just to be safe. So here are three things that need to happen to get that 92 win total in 2026. First, it starts with the rotation. Yeah, I know it sounds cliche, but coming into 2025, it was supposed to be one of the best rotations in baseball, if not the best. But right out of the gate, you had George Kirby sitting on the IL out of spring training. Then Logan Gilbert missed all of the month of May. And Bryce Miller was back and forth with some injuries as well. And because of that, they never really got into a rhythm. Now, to their credit, they held it together and stayed around the middle of the pack in ERA. But they were not where they were in the top five, what the prediction was. But here's the thing. The offense had to carry them those first couple of months. But that's not the blueprint. This team is built to be carried by its pitching. 5 quality starters. We've got a couple of little injury niggles right now with Bryce Harper. But the rotation has to be top 5 to get them to 92 wins. And how do they do that? They've got to be healthy. It has to be elite, especially in April and especially in May. All right, let's move to number 2. They've got to find ways to score without the long ball, right? Last year, just over 50% of their runs came from home runs. That was second most. And look, that's great when it's working, trust me. You had Cal Raleigh hitting 60. Polanco, who's not here anymore, he hit 26. Randy Rosarena had a career year. I think he hit 27. Julio hit 30 plus. Look, I'm not saying they can't repeat that. I'd love to be there in the booth calling all Cal's milestone home runs and clearing out for Goldsmith to make the perfect call every single night. But you can't rely on that alone. With runners in scoring position, they were bottom 5 in the league. Strikeout rate, we've heard about this the last couple of years, was over 23%. That's top 10 highest. Now, compare that to teams like the Blue Jays, who went on to the World Series. We know about that. I don't want to get into it. Or the Brewers. They're near the top in situational hitting and lower strikeout rates, right? You can't rely on as many home runs as we got last year. You simply can't. So the question is, can this team generate that magic 5+ runs a game, right? They were around 4.92 last year. But if you can get to that 5 runs a game without needing 3-run homers, because if they can do that, now you're talking about a complete offense. All right, let's get in number 3. I say this every year. Julio Rodríguez, right? I say it every year, man. A lot depends on him. Now, Cal Raleigh became the face of this team last year. The extension, 60 home runs, everything. But Julio is still the engine. He's still the aircraft carrier. We've seen it. Second half, he goes off on a tear. 2-time Silver Slugger, Rookie of the Year. But I get to watch him every single day. And the question is, can that version of Julio show up in the month of April and stay through October? Because if he's that guy at the top of a lineup every day, that changes everything for this team. Right? He is capable of that. He's capable of being the best on the planet. So if these 3 things happen, the rotation stays healthy and elite, they find ways to score beyond the long ball. And Julio is that guy from day one. This team doesn't just win the division, they run away with it. And we're talking about a really memorable October and maybe doing it for the guy who's coming up next on the show, of course, Rizz. Look, that was Eyes on the M's presented by King LASIK. And now the voice of the Mariners, Rick Rizz, joins me right after the break. Don't go anywhere.
See life better with perfect, clear, natural vision from King LASIK.
Being a former professional athlete, I still love staying active. From paddleboarding, snowboarding, even playing with the kids, everything was such a hassle dealing with glasses and contacts. I'm so grateful to Dr. King and King LASIK. It's amazing how much better I see life.
I'm Dr. Joseph King. Let's free your eyes from the hassle of glasses and dirty contacts.
Schedule your free consult at kinglasik.com. King LASIK. See life better.
I'm attorney Rob Iddens, proud Marine Corps veteran and owner of Warrior Injury Law. We help all types of injury victims, like Sean, who was rear-ended in a car accident.
They're just easy to work with. They're fast. I like the fact that he got military service. I can see a lot of Marine in Rob. He's very in charge, really gets things done. But I didn't have to do anything. He offered me a settlement, and I remember I had a number in my head was nearly double that. I would refer absolutely anybody to Rob.
If you've been injured, call us at 253-WARRIOR. Warrior Injury Law. Battle tested.
When a storm wreaks havoc on your home's electrical with the devastation of Jormungandr, summon the protective might of Hunt Services. Our legendary 5-point inspection with whole home surge protection will keep your home powered like a Hammer Mjolnir. Now only $349. Or let us inspect your outdated panel for safety hazards and get $500 off your new installation if needed. Get on the horn and call Hunt for your electrical inspection, whole home surge protection, or panel replacement today.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Welcome back to the Top Step. We're about to get to Rick Rizz, but before we do, the Big Dumper beer is back, a collaboration between Scuttlebutt Brewing and the Big Dumper Cal Rawley himself. It's available at Scuttlebutt locations and retailers near you. Oh, by the way, check out the new can. This is a collector's item. I love the Sunday colors, or the old Sunday colors. Check out that can, get to Scuttlebutt, and go check it out. Couldn't do it any other way but kick off 2026 without Rick Rizz. Rick, how are we feeling, man? It's opening day. This is it. This is the last season. How are we feeling?
Oh, Ryan, I tell you what, I'm kind of melancholy. You know, I've been doing this for 52 years, and this will be my 44th year in the big leagues, 41st with the Mariners, then in between, as you know, 3 years with the Tigers. So I just been taking everything in, inch by inch, drop by drop of the season, even driving out to the ballpark for the first game back on February 20th. I got kind of weepy. I go, this is my first day of spring training. And then we wrapped up a few days ago with that game against San Diego. But, you know, my mind is spinning right now. I try not to think about it, but I know it's going to be an amazing season for the fans, for this baseball team. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's why I want this team to win it all this year, because they know they can do it. And because the fans need the world championship, the World Series ring for the players. So I'm just taking everything in as much as I can. I'm going to take a mental snapshot of everything, but it's going to be a very strange season. For me, it's going to be a lot of fun, though. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, Rick, one thing you do, speaking of the players, you've always had that really good rapport with players. I'll never forget Eugenio Suarez, his first run with the Mariners, not after the trade, but you hit the IL for a little bit. You came back. You missed a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'm on the field and I'm like, oh, Rick, you're back. Awesome. He comes flying out of the dugout and he goes, oh, I want to give you a big hug. But he was like, and again, everyone's like, well, Gino's a good guy. But you've always had that rapport, Rick, with players. And it's something that I don't think people quite understand. It's such an important part of the job. Number one, to have that relationship. But for you, do you remember a time when you felt like you really had to, because it can be tough to first of all, build that relationship and to build the trust and the respect from players. I still get weird going into a clubhouse. I don't want to be in their business, but you walk in, man, everyone's like turning around and giving you all kinds of, time and their attention. Did you remember a time when you really sort of, cultivated that with some of the players? Because it was a different generation. You talk about 20 years ago. Yeah. It was a different generation. They didn't want to talk to the media.
Right. Yeah. No, I think over time, you just got to earn their trust, and be kind to them. And every time I asked for an interview, I said, "Hey, I'd love to do a pregame show with you. When do you want to do it?" I said, "Anytime you want, I'll be available. Before batting practice, after batting practice, after this, after that. You let me know what's best for you." Every guy I've done that with. And after a while, you're with these guys, as you know, and I was with you for a number of years when you pitched for this ball club, and now as a broadcaster, you spend time with them. You don't talk baseball. You talk about their families. Right. With Logan Gilbert, "Hey, how's Henry doing?" Henry's his son, who's about 2-3 months old right now. Or, "Hey, how's your dog?" Or anything like that. I see Josh Naylor. "How's Onyx doing?" His brand new baby son. And then you get to talk to them as people first. And then the business side comes in where, I got to do an interview, and they feel a responsibility to, do interviews with the media, and they trust us. Right. And then we become friends. And in the minor leagues, we were in the same boat. We were very close. I mean, I roomed with the players. We were on the buses for 8 hours, 18 hours, going to these cities and all striving to get to the big leagues, Then when you get to the big leagues, it's different. You're part of the media, the players are in the clubhouse, but you still have to earn their trust, and that takes time. Yeah. And I got to know these guys, and I think one of the biggest nights I've ever had was in Boston many years ago when, after a ball game, I'm in the clubhouse at Fenway, and Norm Charlton and Mike Blowers came up to me and said, "Hey, Ricky, what are you doing after the game?" I said, "I'm going back to the hotel." He says, "No, a bunch of the guys were going to meet at Daisy Buchanan's. Would you come over for a drink?" And I went, "I would love to." So I did. And a bunch of guys were over there, about 7, 8 guys, and we had the best time in the world. They made me feel a part of that team in 1995. And but it's just a matter of, these guys are just like us. But, the good Lord has blessed them like you with a ability to throw a baseball, guys to hit a baseball, the guys that are great athletic ability. But deep down inside, they're really, really, really good people. And that's what you have to cultivate and meet them on that level and become a friend. And then the respect comes. And then when you need something to do an interview, they've always been there for me. These are the greatest guys in the world. It's the nicest team, in baseball. The front office has done such a great job of drafting and signing really good people who happen to be great baseball players. And for me, it's been a great relationship. But to cultivate that, it just takes time to get to know them a little bit and for them to get to know you. And I love it when they ask me questions. "Hey, where did you grow up? Where were you in the minor leagues?" and things like that. So it's all about respect and being kind to these guys. And, man, I get it back tenfold from all of them.
Welcome back to the Top Step. This segment is brought to you by Olympic Hot Tub, a daily soak in a saltwater hot spring spa, a swim in an endless pool swim spa, or a therapeutic session in a Tylo sauna. Otherwise, Olympic Hot Tub can help you feel, live, and be better. Start today at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life. Just like I did, by the way. I got the hot tub in the backyard. I love that thing. Welcome back to the show, my friends at Olympic Hot Tub. Rick, I'm going to fire some rapid fire questions at you. One of them, I'm giving you a hint, is to do with the travel here. So the first thing that comes to mind, Rick, when you don't feel like you got to, the first thing that comes to mind here, we're going to test you here, a little rapid fire questions. Are we ready?
All right. I'm ready, buddy.
Okay. All right. Okay. Favorite player to interview on the current Mariners roster right now?
On the current Mariners roster right now, Cal Raleigh.
Boom. Favorite road city?
Boston.
Okay. All right.
I love the food. You want me to go into it or just rapid fire?
No, that's perfect. Okay. No, that's good. That's good. Okay. Out of this current rotation, we have a really good one. You can only choose one. Who's your Cy Young candidate?
All 5. All 5.
Incorrect.
Brian Wu is going to do something special this year. This kid is amazing. Right.
So I got Logan Gilbert. Logan Gilbert's my pick. I feel like he's learned enough. Anyway, I'm getting off like we do. We're going to get off topic here. Okay. Toughest name you've ever had to say on air, or something that comes to mind?
Benny Agbayaba. I still can't do it.
I believe you're trying to say Benny Agbayani. Oh, you're tripping me up.
Benny
there
Agbayani.
There we go. Okay. All right. Best clubhouse you've ever been around?
95. Those guys were so close. They were so together. They say baseball. And this one too.
Okay. I'm dying to, but I'm biting my tongue here. I want to go into why, but we're going to do this rapid fire. Okay. Are we drinking coffee or tea before a game? Get those vocal cords ready to roll.
Coffee.
Coffee. No, I've seen you walk around with a coffee. By the way, if you get to BP early, you're getting there early, you see Rick with the cup. It's not tea, it is coffee. We know that.
It's always coffee.
Okay. Best prank you've ever seen in baseball?
Best prank I've ever seen in baseball? Oh, my goodness. I did it to Kenny Phelps. We were at spring training at Tempe Diablo Stadium. He came up to me before a ball game and said, "Hey, Rizzer, can I borrow your tape recorder?" I go, "Yeah, sure. What do you need it for?" He says, "I'm going to go out to the outfield." This is long before the ball game, early in the morning, and I'm going to sing the national anthem. He says, I think I have a pretty good voice. I want to sing the national anthem. And I said, okay. So he takes my recorder, goes out to center field all by himself. I see him walking around. I could kind of faintly hear him singing. He brings it in, and he says, "Listen to it, Rizzer." And so I did, and I go, "Hey, you sound pretty good." And it wasn't very good at all. So anyway, I told him, "You sound good. You got a great voice." So anyway, I went to the public address announcer at Tempe Diablo Stadium before the game. Ooh. And I said, "Hey, Bob," his name is Bob, "instead of using your tape for the national anthem, I said, I want you to play this one." He said, "What is that?" I said, "This is Kenny Phelps.
No.
This is Kenny Phelps singing the national anthem." He said, "What?" I said, "Just go ahead and do it. I think we'll have a little fun with it." So he put it in. He made the announcement, "Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem." And then he plays it, and all of a sudden you hear, "Oh, say, can you see my..." And if looks could kill, I'd be dead, because the ball club was lined up on the third base line. Kenny Phelps looked up at me in the booth and gave me this stare.
What was he thinking, man? I mean, putting his anthem on recording. What was he thinking?
I
What's
know
that's going to happen.
I played it. I know it's a long answer, but I pranked Kenny Phelps singing the national anthem at Tempe Diablo Stadium before a spring training game.
I love it. I love that one. I need to get that recording. We need to play it right here on the show.
Oh, man, it's long gone.
All right. If you weren't the voice of the Mariners, what would Rick Rizz be doing?
Oh, wow. I wanted to write, if the broadcast journalism thing didn't work out, I was going to go into writing and be a baseball
You'd be too nice, though, Rick. You'd be... if you're right, you got to be punchy. You got to get some clickbait. You got to rip some of these players. You wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I couldn't be a columnist. I'd just be a really good beat writer.
One ballpark smell that takes you back instantly to the best job on the planet, being the voice of the Mariners. What is it? What's that smell?
Italian sausages with onions and peppers at Comiskey Park in Chicago. That brings me back to when I was a kid, when I first walked into the ballpark with my dad and my brother.
For over 30 years, the goal has stayed the same: to nourish the bodies of the communities we love, keeping them fit, healthy, and fueled. Emerald City Smoothie, for every body.
I'm attorney Rob Iddens, proud Marine Corps veteran and owner of Warrior Injury Law. We help all types of injury victims, like Sean, who was rear-ended in a car accident.
They're just easy to work with. They're fast. I like the fact that he got military service. I can see a lot of Marine in Rob. He's very in charge, really gets things done. But I didn't have to do anything. He offered me a settlement, and I remember I had a number in my head was nearly double that. I would refer absolutely anybody to Rob.
If you've been injured, call us at 253-WARRIOR. Warrior Injury Law. Battle tested.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
Enjoy life without glasses or readers. Schedule your free Zoom consult now.
After 150,000 procedures, our team has the experience to tell you if it's your right time for K2 Vision RLE.
K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
My grandfather, Maurice Nieder, lived in Belgium during World War II and was desperate to escape Hitler's invasion. Using his gold coin collection, Maurice negotiated safe passage to America on a clipper ship for him and his family. My name is Charles Nieder. We've owned Bayside Coin and Jewelry for over 33 years. As one of just a few gold buyers in the state, recommended by the U.S. Mint, you can trust us to buy or sell your gold and silver.
Visit Bayside Coin and Jewelry in Bellingham.
Starting the shift off strong, heading to practice fueled, keeping the body nourished, our smoothies are made to meet your wellness goals. Emerald City Smoothie, for every body.
Rick, this has been awesome. It's opening day. We're going to have a huge 2026. The pressure is on this team to win a World Series for Rick Rizz and sign you off in the best way. What are our chances? What do you got? What do you think?
Well, first of all, I want them to win the World Series for the fans. They've been waiting to start 50th season. This is about the fans. It's incredible that the T-shirts and all that jazz and the attention, but it's all about, winning the World Series for the fan base here, because these are the greatest fans in baseball. This is a team that's ready. They have an unfinished business going on right now after what happened last year. 8 outs away, 1 swing away, 1 win away from getting to the World Series. They know they can get there. Jerry DiPoto and Justin Hollander have done an amazing job putting all the right pieces of this team together. Brendan Donovan, a huge acquisition during the offseason, coming over from the St. Louis Cardinals, going to provide so much. Jose Ferrer, hard-throwing lefty in the bullpen to help out Gabe Spire and get it to Andres Munoz and Matt Brash. Rob Refsnyder and all the other young players that have really come on and done a great job, Cole Young. So this team has the ability, all the talent, and especially the drive, the grit, the determination to get to the World Series, and not only just get to the World Series, but as a famous American once said, win the whole doggone thing. So
I love it.
They have the ability to do it, and I know in my heart that they can and they will.
Rick, you got me fired up, mate. Cannot wait for 2026 and to work alongside you. The privilege to do that. So thank you so much.
Ryan, it's always a privilege to work with you. I'm so proud of you. You showed up every day and you did it. So we just opened the door a little bit for you. And that's what I tell kids, find out what you're passionate about, make a career out of it. I've been living my dream for the last 51, 52 years. So Ryan, love you, buddy.
All right, special thanks to Rick Rizz, man. I'm going to miss him his last year, but hopefully this is the most memorable year for him and the Mariners make it to the World Series. The pressure is on. All right, before we finish, back by popular demand, we couldn't have a Season 3 2026 without How to Speak Australian, brought to you by the Kangaroo and Kiwi. All right, here we go. Now, by the way, if you're new to the show, this is where I teach you how to speak Australian. I give you a word, you have to try and answer it with your friends watching at home and see how well you can speak Australian. All right, so in cricket, right, if a batter gets out without scoring any runs, what is it called? Is it he's out for a wombat? Is it he got a dingo? Or is it out for a duck? Okay, I'll give you a hint. If it happens on the very first ball, it's called a golden what? Matter of fact, it's called a golden duck. That's right, a duck. So 0 runs, straight back to the pavilion, little walk of shame, head down when you come out there. You're out for a duck. It's the worst, man. The little duck goes across the screen. And even worse than that, a golden duck, right? Because a golden duck is basically the first ball you see. So, like, imagine first pitch, you're out, and you're done for the day. Offensively, you're done for the day. Can you imagine? Walk of shame, back to the pavilion. All right, that was How to Speak Australian, brought to you by Kangaroo and Kiwi. All right, let's get back into it. It is time for our brand new segment. It's called In or Out. So this is where you can ask me questions. If you go to thetopstep.com, you can submit your questions, and if they're good ones, I'll answer them on the show. This is a good one. Number 1, the World Baseball Classic. We just had it as a blast. Is it disruptive for teams' chemistry in spring training? I'm in on this. In other words, yeah, I'm in. It is disruptive. I love the WBC. I think it's great for the game. I love working it. Ratings through the roof. Everyone loved it, right? But if you're a young team, new manager, new pieces, new front office, yeah, it matters. Guys are in and out of camp. Routines change. Timing's off. Even with the Mariners too, not having Cal there all spring, like with the pitchers, with his teammates, being the captain of that team, yeah, it has an effect. Now, the good teams, the ones that have been together for a long time or have that good core of players and been through thick and thin, they can handle it, just kind of like the Mariners. But early on, man, it can show. All right, number 2, Andres Munoz gets 40-plus saves this year. All right, I'm in on this. He had 38 last year, and they managed him perfectly. I talked about this all season long. I talked about it in April and May. They didn't overuse him in April and May. It was great, and it paid off. And same approach this year. He had a great monster year, 38. He's getting 40-plus, no doubt. All right, number 3. Brian Wu wins the Cy Young. I'm out on this. He's not going to win the Cy Young. I love you, Brian Wu. He's going to be really good, and he'll get votes. But why is he not going to win the Cy Young? Because my pick is Logan Gilbert. Yeah, that's right. 2 years ago, he had an absolute, I'm not going to call it a breakout year, but an epic year. And last year, he wanted to repeat that. He missed some time. He had some injuries. First half was a bit rocky. He learned a lot, and I think he's going to put all this together. He's the guy I've got making that Cy Young run. So I'm out. I'm Brian. We're winning the Cy Young. I love you, Brian. That's why, because your teammate is going to get it. Now, I want to hear from you. Head to thetopstep.com. Drop your question in there, and we'll feature the best ones right here on the show. You can also join the Top Step Insider List to get all access updates. We do Q&As, special invites to recordings, and appearances with some of my guests. All those good things. If you haven't already, go subscribe on YouTube. You get the full length of the interview with Rizz and all your favorite Mariners. Special thanks to the official auto dealer Hazelwood Auto Group. Go to westhillsautoplex.com and go do what I did. Go check out all their dealerships over there in Bremerton. We'll see you next time right here on the Top Step.